Hey guys, it's been a minute since I did one of these holistic PCOS updates, so I wanted to pop in and say hello. Thank you for watching these videos. I've been getting a lot of comments and questions about what I'm doing, where I'm at now. I think it's been at least a month, probably 2 months since I posted one of these, so I'm sorry that I haven't been as consistent with them, but I truly really haven't had many updates. I talked in the last video and most of the videos actually about how incorporating acupuncture into my self-care routine seems to be really helping with regulating my cycle. I don't know the science behind it. I usually am more informed on things like this, but I truly did take the advice of my naturopathic physician and I just started doing it because it seems like I've tried everything and nothing was working. And the one time that I didn't use acupuncture to start my cycle was the very first time I got it back after my 2-year stint of not having it. And the reason I think that I was okay with listening to my naturopathic physician about even attempting acupuncture is because when I got my cycle back, I had been very strictly following my naturopath's diet for about 6 months. And then I went to Costa Rica and I was the most relaxed I have ever been in my life. And when I came back from the trip, that's when my cycle started. And talking to my physician, she said, look, like acupuncture puts you into parasympathetic mode so fast, which is the relaxed state of mind that a lot of us don't go into very often anymore. So I think that alone was like, okay, it's so hard for me to just sit and meditate or sit and try and be calm. Let's see if acupuncture does it. And it seems like it does for me. I accidentally fall asleep a lot when I'm getting acupuncture. And if nothing else, I have just like I would call it like the post massage feeling is the closest thing you can describe it, but it's still different with acupuncture. So that's why I took that advice and I'm still following it. And I guess this update is to let you guys know that when my period started, my acupuncturist that I went to recommended that I do acupuncture once a week for 6 weeks. Keep in mind, I was only doing extremities, so it wasn't full body acupuncture, it was face, arms, and legs. And it's really only a couple of needles. It's really not a lot. Face is kind of optional. They might put one here for stress or like a couple in your ears, but unless you opt to get a collagen boosting facial acupuncture, you're not going to get a ton of needles in your face. And so I did that once a week for 6 weeks. It was very easy for me to stick to, I think because it was so regular. And then after that, my acupuncturist recommended that I try and drop it to once every other week. Now, myself with habits, I know that habits are easier to maintain the more regular they're done and the longer they're done, right? So it takes 28 days to establish a habit. So that first 6 weeks of me going every Monday established a habit, right? So when I decided to try and drop down to every other week, because one, it saves money, and two, my acupuncturist truly didn't think I needed it every week, it was a little harder to stick to. I did stick to it for probably 2 more cycles. So I had 4 periods. My 5th one, I didn't get. And I will fully admit that's when I started falling off of the every other week wagon for my acupuncture. I was working with this event company and I missed a couple weeks actually. Like I went 3 weeks without it and then I was like, oh, I'll go this week, and I didn't again. And then I went a 4th week without it. So I skipped and then my period didn't come. I'm not going to blame only skipping acupuncture. Working with an event company around event time is extremely stressful. So again, going back to sympathetic versus parasympathetic stress, sympathetic is when you're high alert, your body thinks you're being chased by a bear. Parasympathetic is when you can relax, digest, rest, all that stuff, recover. So I was extremely stressed that month. So I'm not in any way going to say, oh, by missing acupuncture, that made me not have my period that month. No, like I was very stressed. So that can affect a very healthy person's cycle. Didn't get it that month. The week after the event, I went and got acupuncture and my cycle regulated again. I didn't get it immediately after acupuncture. I got it like a week or 2 later. But then my cycle started regulating again. It is now July. I did not have my period in June. And again, I got irregular with my acupuncture. Now, I have not been as stressed as I was around event time. So I don't know what it was that caused my period to skip. Right now, I thought it started last week and it didn't. I've been getting PMS symptoms for like 2 weeks. I got acupuncture last week. I'm going again today. And yeah, so that's where I'm at. Basically going to hold myself more accountable to going consistently every other week to try and regulate that cycle. Sorry, my video cut out. Yeah, so committing to going every other week, continuing with my stricter food intake. I by no means fell off the wagon. I eat very similarly to what my naturopath was recommending anyway. Sorry, my friend's dog is right here. Hi. But yeah, I've had a little bit of dairy recently, which is not on the plan, so I'll stick to not doing that. I've also been traveling more. I was traveling quite a bit when I was getting my period back, like this year, 2019. I've been traveling quite a lot. When I was very strict with the diet and before Costa Rica, I was not traveling very much. But yeah, so that could definitely be part of it. You're exposed to more radiation when you're in the air. Obviously, less regular schedule when you're in different places, whatever it is. So it sucks to say that trying to heal this process, heal your cycle naturally can quite honestly be kind of like you're coddling yourself. You need to be pretty strict with it, but that's okay. That's where I'm at. And I'm just filling you guys in on where I'm at now. I think after getting acupuncture today, my cycle might start. Again, I got acupuncture last week, had been feeling PMS for a week already, got acupuncture, thought it started last week. It didn't. And I've just been kind of feeling like it's about to start ever since then. So I'm going to go again today. I've been very intentional about relaxing, a little bit less exercise for the past week, and just really trying to fuel my body the way it needs to. So that's where we're at. I will also say I've been experimenting with 24-hour fasts. I'm actually finishing one up right now. They're very easy to do if you do it the way that my friend Abigail from Can Be Fit taught me how to do it. She will eat lunch one day, and then she won't eat the rest of the day, and then she just won't eat until lunch the next day. It's a lot easier than just skipping eating for a whole day. I don't think that has really affected it. This is my third one ever, so it's like once every other week. It's good for protein cycling and other various health benefits, but if I feel after this one that might actually be causing me to skip my cycle, I will definitely hold off on that for a bit longer until I get more regular again. But other than that, my skin is staying consistently clear. I'm sleeping well. My digestion is great. So all of the other aspects of hormonal health seem to be there. Now it is just a matter of figuring out what the heck is causing this irregularity. And quite honestly, PCOS is a cause of irregularity. Like, I know my naturopath backed up on that diagnosis just a little bit, but technically my OBGYN did say I have PCOS via an ultrasound. Like, she looked at the shape of my lady parts and said, like, you've got the cysts and the fibroids that indicate you have PCOS. So it could just be that this is a side effect of the condition that I have. And no matter how much woo-woo shit I do to try and fix it, sometimes it'll just be irregular. Before any of this, before I ever took birth control, any of it, when I started my period, it was irregular. So that's a sign that maybe it'll just always be that way for me. Who knows? But I maintain the hope and the vision that one day I will be able to predict it accurately, because that makes things so much easier. So that's where I'm at. Thank you guys for watching these videos. Hit subscribe below. Ask questions. I'll answer to the best of my knowledge or refer you to better sources than I. If you're dealing with this too, just know that you're not alone, okay? This is a very common issue, and I think it's one that we should be working to learn how to manage and mitigate more naturally, because my God, birth control sucks. So have a good week, guys. Thanks for checking in, and I'll talk to you again soon.